Hello, this is Cheryl Lentz, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. This is a big day for me. I'm so excited. I'm nervous. I don't know why. Anyways, come on, try to reconnect. I'm getting weird messages already. Today I am going to do the people that purchased the Quite Curvy Variety Bundle received a free card kit. Hello, Cindy. Received a free card kit from me. And so I gave you that, and an instructional email went out with all of the PDF for all the information so you people can reproduce these cards. I'm going to make the 5 cards today, and if you're interested in receiving the PDF, I will have it later on my blog that you can purchase it for $15, the informational handout. I don't know what to call it. Hi, Chris. Hi. So, hi, Patty. Yay, Patty. So the people that purchased it, you should have everything ready, the inks and all the things and the information that I sent you in your packet, and we're going to get started. The beauty is you can always go back. So if you don't keep up, with me, you always can go back and kind of, go over it again. So I'll give you tips along the way. I hope that I get everything right for you. Let's get started. I tried my new mic on the other day, and I don't think it was working correctly. So I'm sorry. I will try to speak loud enough. When I turn the camera around, I can't see what you're saying. But hello, yay, Jean, okay. I can't see what you're saying, but I can come back and answer questions afterwards. And I try to speak louder because apparently when I turn the camera, some of you are having a little bit harder time hearing me. So I will try to get it. Together for you. So here we go. I'm going to turn the camera. I keep getting trying to reconnect thing. I don't know what that's about. But let me turn the camera around and we will get started because we're going to be stamping 5 cards. 5 cards. So yay, the people that bought the kit. Oh my goodness, are you so lucky? Okay, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Oh, I didn't even write on here. All right, here we go. So, if you purchase the kit, you got 5 cards like this. It'll say card number 1. So I want you to take out your card number 1, and we're going to open that up. So the nice thing, this is kind of interesting, and it's just something that worked out this way. The designer paper that is all cut and ready for you here. Actually, we're using it this way on this card. This paper, when we cut it in half, the cast-off pieces are going to go to card number 2. So, first thing I'm going to do is get our cardstock cut. So we are using, I'm going to show you here. We're using the Curvy Christmas and Quite Curvy on these 5 cards. And we are using the wonderful dies. Now, I'm so happy that I ordered this right away because the Quite Curvy, the Christmas is on back order. The Quite Curvy and the dies are going to be in the upcoming catalog. So hooray, hooray. This isn't something, just for a month or 2. This is something that you can have for quite some time. So I'm happy that we got it ordered early for you guys. All right, so on this first card, we're going to use these 2 sides. I am going to cut it out with this die that has the little dots on it. Now, when you look at your die, you're going to see the cutting edge here, right on the edge. Okay? I want the dots to be on this side, the lattice side. So I want the cutting edge way at the top. And I can actually cut both of these people, oh wow. I can cut both of the designer paper together, just like this. So I'm just going to put it on like this. Let's see here. I want it to go down like this. Here, wait a minute. Let me get this right here for you. So here is my dots. Let's see here. I want to mimic what I have here, like this. Okay. So I want this lower part, let's see here, like this. I'm going to put it right in the middle. Okay, let's just bring this over. It's going to go in the middle. So I have my cut embossing machine. Hi, Bobby. I have plate number 1, plate number 2, plate number 3. All right, I'm going to put this here, just like that. And I'm going to put this on here, right in the center, like that. So it's pretty much in the middle of your card of the designer paper that's cut here. One more piece, number 3 acrylic plate, and we're going to run it through the machine. So I have both of my designer papers at once, and look, ta-da, cut perfect. Hello, Joan. All right, now let me take this out. I'm going to move the machine out of our way, and we're going to start assembling our card. So card number 1, I have this little piece here that's going to be our bow. I have the front and the back. So this piece here, the front white cardstock, we're going to take this, and it's going to cut here. We want the little dots on here. Mine is going to be opposite, it's okay. So this is going to go here, like that, and then my other piece is going to go up here, like this. Ta-da. We're going to glue them into place just like that. So whether you're, if it's up or down, it doesn't matter. I mean, you're going to have the dots on this side, and we're going to follow this curve when we do our stamping on here. So I am going to go ahead with my green glue and put this down. So there we go. I have a brand new bottle of green glue. So excited. So I'm just lining that up on the edge and gluing that down. There we go. And then our top piece, same thing. Put a little green glue on here. And I'm following the curve, like that. Okay, we keep curvy, all the curvy stuff. Quite curvy variety bundle. Now I want to lift this up because I need to move this down. When you have white on white, it's hard to, I want to make sure that I have my designer paper all the way to the edge of the white cardstock there. Okay, just like that. Ta-da, ta-da. Okay, now we are going to do a little stamping. So we're using Merry Christmas. We're using the cherry cobbler here. Bring that out. There we go. So I'm going to do Merry Christmas, and we're going to use my favorite green, the shaded spruce. So I'm going to put these right here. And I'm taking my little branch here, and this is going to follow this. So just kind of follow. Oops, here we go. I have glue all over the place. What did I do here? This is what I'm going to do. Tap, 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 tap. There we go. You have extra glue. This is the resin bag that we use for embossing. Just kind of tap that on your glue, and it will not be sticky any longer. So there we go. Okay, here we go. So you're going to follow your edge like that. Just go along the curve. So you can turn this, has a nice little curve to it. You're going to turn it whichever way you need to follow the curve on your cut here. There we go. Christmas in cherry cobbler right above here. And I'm just kind of eyeballing it for the center. So make sure I have it straight here. I do everything on my grid. I have to, ta-da. All right. And then I'm going to stamp my bow. So this is tone on tone. I'm stamping my bow in the cherry cobbler on cherry cobbler. And there is not a die to cut this out. So we're going to quick fussy cut this. Not a problem. I have to move I'm moving the ink way far away from me because I'm dangerous with it. And I'm just going to So there we go. You just want to follow the lines. It's a little bit harder. Make sure you have good lighting when you're doing tone on tone, but not that it's, you know, that you can't do it. There we go. Just push that off to the side, because this is going to be popped up on dimensionals. There we go. Ta-da. There. I'm not talking and cutting. Wow. I need to be chatting up. So how was everybody's Thanksgiving? We had kind of a quiet day here. COVID was visiting my son's house, so we didn't go with one of my stampers. Miss Joan came and stamped with me, and we had a really, really nice day. So very relaxing. It was a great day. So there we go. We're going to put this on with dimensionals. So here's my dimensionals. We're going to put the bow on. There we go. 1, 2. 2 little dimensions here. I have the regular size, but you could use the little ones on here. Alrighty. Put my little bow on. And when I put the bow on, you can see that it has a section that's shaded more. I put that on the bottom, so it's a little bit more shaded. This is going to go right in the middle. Ta-da! Like that. And also, we have these little dots. We're going to use our cherry cobbler to put berries by our boughs. And it's just random. There's no rhyme or reason, just kind of random stamping. It gives it a little bit more interest in there. So I'm just random stamping that in here. There we go. Ta-da! There. All right. So we're going to put this layer on top of our cherry cobbler here. And away we go. Lining it up on 3 sides. Trying to give it even. A little wiggle room with my green glue. And that's going to go on the front of my card. With this lovely shaded spruce. I love shaded spruce. So pretty. Here we go. Okay. Front of the card is finished. Now on the inside, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use this bow. That's so fun. I think what I'll do is stamp the words first. So on the inside it said, may your days be merry and bright. I'm going to stamp the words first because that's going to determine how I put my bows on there. So you can change the curve of these because they are photopolymer. So just remember that if you have cut it and you want it to go a certain direction or whatever, you can change that just by moving it around. It's a little bit more pliable and giving on there. So let's do this. We're going to stamp this right here, following my curve of the words. And this one I'm going to turn and stamp it just like that. Ta-da! So it just kind of goes with the curve. And then let's go with our little red dots again here. So they're just random stamped on there. All the way along where our little bows are. And that just adds some interest, I think, to the whole picture. Okay. Move that over there. Here we go with the red cherry cobbler. And add a little glue. First card's almost done. What do you think? By the 5th card, I'll be relaxed. What do you? I don't know why I was nervous about meeting you guys here today. So we're going to put this in the inside, and we're all done with card number 1. Pretty simple. What do you think? There we go. I love this bundle. It was one of the things I had to just like put away because you could just keep making cards with it. You could just keep going. all over the place, back and forth. So here we go, first card finished. I'm going to put that off to the side. That is our card number 1. There we go. And now we're going to go to card number 2. So remember these leftover pieces from card number 1. And here's our card number 2. So pull out your envelope that says card number 2. Pull that off. And we're going to start. Oh, you should have everything in here, including your little snowflakes that are on here. I have a snowflake that ran away here. I'm going to pull that off of here and put it on my sheet so I can put it where I want it to go later. There. So you have your little snowflakes. You have your ribbon. Just Jade. Love this gingham ribbon. And our pieces are already cut. So I'm taking the front with this here and work with it like this on here. And this time I'm going to put the flat edge of my designer paper in the center like that. And the 2 flat edges are going to come together. Now, this one's going this way here. Ta-da. Whoopsie. We got to go this way. I got to switch it around. So I have my trees going the right direction here. Trees up. So either way that you go, here we go, like that. You're still getting that curve, kind of, ooh, there we go. So I think on the picture, it doesn't matter as long as you have your trees going the right direction. It would make a big difference if they weren't going the right direction. And all I'm doing here is just kind of eyeballing it to get these even. I'm bringing the flat part together here, just like that, okay? I'm going to glue it in, and then this bow is going to go right over that seam. So here we go. Let's see here. I'm going to move this up just a little bit because my words are going to be in here, because it's going to say, thinking of you at Christmas. So I'm going to show you about changing your so here we go. Let's get this glued on. What I'm doing is lining this up on my grid paper, so I can look at the grid and make sure that I have that in even. So I'm watching these 2 lines here, and my paper, my designer paper, is going to glue to those 2 lines on the grid. So I make sure I have it in there right. Okay, little glue here, and I'll put this down. Again, I'm watching my grid lines. There, okay. You could use either side of this, whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. That's the great thing about the designer paper, is that you can have it going. You can decide which side to use. There we go. Okay, now I want my words to follow this curve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them down here, and I'm just going to bend I'm going to bend it and kind of push it down because I want it to follow that curve, and then I'm going to put it on my block that way. So here is the front. I'm going to just kind of eyeball it to get it to go on that curve, and you can just keep moving it. There we go. Okay, there we go. So it's following that curve around. I'm going to use my cherry cobbler, ink that up, and line this up, and voila, there we go. Got it, there. I'm going to put this over here. My little, I tied my ribbon around this first layer, jade layer. So I think the Just Jade and the spruce go together, the shaded spruce go together so perfectly. So I'm just going to tie a knot here. Remember, just get the knot tied. You can move this around easily if it's not exactly where you want it to be. There we go. By just curving your paper and move easily by just bending my cardstock a little bit. There, ta-da. And I'm going to cut my tails off. Cut your tail off. There we go. Whoopsie. Come back here. Moving the whole kit and caboodle on you. There. Okay. Just like that. And then it's going to go up on dimensionals because I have ribbon on there. So I'm going to put dimensionals up onto my front layer. So here we go. Because there's extra bulk due to the ribbon being right there. Now I used to, and I like it, but a lot of people don't. Cindy, I know you don't like this. I would run this ribbon all the way through to the inside. To me, it was inside instead of hiding it behind there. But a lot of people didn't like the ribbon running into the inside of the card. So that is an option if you don't want your ribbon here. Another option to save a little bit of ribbon is to put two pieces, put it together, tie it, and then have it cut short so that you're just gluing and you don't have all this extra ribbon underneath, behind there. Let's see here. So I can put this on. Okay. And this piece is going to go right on here. I'll stand up after this one and see if I have any comments, if I'm going too fast or... There we go. Ta-da. Now, here's my little snowflakes. So I'm going to put these in here, right around my Christmas. So I think I gave you 5. If you have room for 5, you know it's different down there. You can use your little snowflakes. There. And it just gives it a little twinkle, a little something extra. There. Okay. Ta-da, ta-da. And we're going to put it on the base of the card. I guess I have it way over on one side. Wow. I'm going to pull this up. See, you guys, I'm nervous. I don't know why. I'm nervous today, stamping with you. I shouldn't be, right? We're all friends here. Smidgen. Because I'm not happy with it. This gives you a little more time. Talk amongst yourselves. If it's not right, I'm not going to go through with it. That just bothers me. Okay. This is going to go here. This is going to go up here. Okay. I'm nervous today. Crazy. Is that better? Yeah. Okay. I feel better now. Ta-da. All right, let's glue it on. There we go. On the front of my card here. I love this set. I love the paper. And it's a real time saver. You know, if you know with our new cutting machine that you can cut 2 of them at once. I don't know how many more I would do, but 2 at once is perfect. Now this one had the trees on it, so I'm going to put this here. I'm going to get my shaded spruce over here, and here's my long, my little evergreen. You're seeing all this. Now when this is so big, a lot of times I'll go this way. Then that avoids getting it on the block like I have it over here. But I already started it and got it over there. So here we go. Let's put this on. And I'm leaving it up a little bit so I have room to assign my name at the bottom of the card. So you still have room there. And may your days be merry and bright is what we put in here. And that's right here. Okay. And this is just going to go right here. There. Ta-da. And that will glue onto this just jade layer. Matching my ribbon. That's one of the new in colors. Love the new in colors. We get them for 2 years. And The Just Jade and the Misty Moonlight are probably two of my favorites. I'm going to put this inside, and card number 2 is done. There we go. Okay. Sorry I keep moving that. It probably looks... Card number 2. Yahoo! Yahoo! Okay. So we're going to change course here a little bit. This is card number 3. So bring out your packet. Slow up here. How are we doing? You keep freezing up on me. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why it's doing that. I apologize. I'm not sure why that's happening. I'm hoping that on the playback it won't do that. So I'll try to go slower. Here's card number 3. So take off your number, open up this card. We did a nice birthday card on this, for this card. So it's not just Christmas, not just, we're going to do a birthday. So you have a piece of designer paper with these lovely stars on. In the inside of your packet, you'll have your bow and your other stars that you're going to use here. The self-adhesive stars that I thought kind of matched up nicely with the pattern here. So on this one, we're going to use this die here. Here we go. This die right here that has the little scalloped floral edge. And I'm going to put this here, put this like this. And again, we're pretty much cutting it right in half. There we go, just like that. I'm going to bring my cut and emboss machine over, lay this down. There we go. Just like that. We're going to cut it. There. Okay. Put another piece on top, and away we go. All right. Happy Friday. That's right, Joan. Happy Friday. Woo, we made it to Friday. Another week. I'll put that off to the side. Let me move my machine over. Okay, so on this particular one, I have my die over here. I'm going to put back, and this is going to go up here. Again, I'm just following the edge of the paper, and this one's going to go here, because what we're going to do is stamp in that middle part of it. So let's glue these on. I'm using the stars on both sides, and up the top and the bottom. So it's a little easier to see where you're going, because on this paper, the crumb cake, I'm not doing that tone on tone. There we go. And then I have this lovely little scalloped edge here. Shows up nicely. Come on out, glue. All right. I'm not even bothering to put glue down on the bottom there and between the scallop. It's fine. You don't need to do that. And there we go. Now, if yours is a little bit longer, I'd rather have it longer than too short. Okay? When it's too short, it looks not good. So what you can do is just trim it. So just turn it over, follow the edge of your cardstock, and trim that designer paper so that it matches. There we go. Same size. There. All right. We're going to use Cherry Cobbler again. And I'm going to bring out my stars. So this is so cool. It's going to follow the outline here. So again, it's large. It's very long. So I use one that you could use on the Stamparatus too, if you had it set up, because it's longer, actually a little bit longer than the block. And I'm just butting it up as close as I can to the top piece of designer paper. Like that. Okay. And now this one, I'll move over slightly. That's going to follow that curve too. I'm going to pull this down just slightly. There we go. So again, I'm going to hold my stamp, ink it up with my ink pad here, and follow the curve again. There. We're going to have hooray for you. Woo! And it goes off to one side, and over here we're going to have some of our stars. So done on purpose. Purposefully done. Is that how you'd say it? Purposefully done. Okay. So this is going to go way over to the side. I'm just lining it up between my stamped stars. Hooray for you! Woohoo! All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and put it on the base, on my layer. There we go. Maybe there's so many people out, so many people not working and so many people home that the internets are a little bit slower or something today. I don't know why on another day, so I apologize. I don't know what I can do on my end to solve that issue. I don't know. And I'm going to put it on my card base. So our top layer is done. We are just going to adhere it to the card base. And then after I have it on, then we'll put our little stars on, and I have a linen bow, double bow tied there to go on. There, okay. Right. And because we're going to put one on the inside of the card too. So these three right here, they're going to go. So I'm just picking up my little stars here. I thought they kind of went well with this. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and here I forgot something. Should I tell you what I forgot? The stars. So this stamp set also has, where are they here? It has a little here. Here we go. That's what I didn't pull out. I have 2 little baby stars here that you can fill these in. So the stars for the stamp have little fillers. Let me get a couple of little blocks here. Here's the baby star. Here's the next star. I'm going to grab a block. Here we go. Okay, I can still go back and do this. I wanted it a little bit bolder. So I went ahead, here's my star we're going to use later, and filled in the bigger stars. So I have a big star here, and it's going to just kind of line up and make those stars solid. Ta-da! Oh, we'll get a couple of them in here. And then we'll use the little star too to fill in some of the other ones. So you can just kind of, it's just giving it a little more color, filling that in here. There we go. More stars. The more stars, the better. There, I moved that one over a little bit. I'm off just a kilter here because I'm trying to keep my head out of the way. There we go. Okay, so there's the front of the card. Here's our little bow. You need a glue dot. So I just press the bow into the glue dot. Card front right here. I put it under, kind of in the center, under the for you. Ta-da! Offset from the stars here. The front, or the inside of the card. This one is done on vanilla. Now, some of them I did on white, most of them, but this one I think you could use this for a guy's birthday card, is my thought. I'm gonna put that on here. Put this right here. There we go. Okay. And then we said, wishing you happiness for your birthday, a little bit. So that I'm laying it out here, and I'm going to manipulate my stamp to match the curve. I have stamped in here already. There we go. Make sure I have it nice and inked up. And there we go. Ta-da! Ooh, that was scary. Drop the block. Drop the whole block on me. There, okay. So remember that leftover star? This is where it's going to go. I'm going to put it right above on one of the bigger, I'm going to put it in the center here. Right above the big star. There. Okay. We're going to put that on our cardstock layer. There we go. Okie dokie. Put that down. Tap, tap. And put it inside our card. We're all done with card number 3. There we go. A little bit of adhesive. So on the information sheet, it has all the sizes of everything, what set I used, what inks I used, all that good stuff. Ta-da! Card number 3 in the books. There. All right. Now, I'm just going to move that off to the side here. Hello, Linda. Hello, Linda. All right, card number 4. This fancy piecing on this one. I'm going to close up my cherry cobbler ink pad and this one here, shaded spruce, because on this one we're going to use a different color. So I'm going to move that stuff aside. So here is card number 4. So take your little sticker off. And on this one, again, I guess I love this with the dots. I love that. And then we have a die that cuts these little leaves out, glue them back in place. So you could do this in a different color if you wanted. On this particular card, I did it all in the same color. All right, I'm going to stamp my images here first just to get this done. My little birds that we're going to cut out, so we can do all of our cutting at one time. So my little birds here that we colored with blends are going to be stamped in my memento. And what I did is I took all the birds, they are separate, but I put them all in one block just to save time. So inked up my little birds here with my ink, memento, and ta-da. Sit for a minute, and then I have my little words here. And did I use, let's see here, there, looking at my cheat sheet. Okay, let's cover this up. Bring in the next color, my Just Jade. So pretty. And on this particular one, I have this little piece of vanilla, and I'm going to stamp the words off to the left-hand side because I want to cut a little divot in here. So here's my words. Easy to do because they're photopolymer, so you can make sure that you have it a little bit, have it straight here. There we go, just like that. Go ahead and I'll stamp the inside after we get the rest of it done. Okay, I'm going to cut my little divot. So what I do for my tail, if you're not using one of the punches, is you cut down the center and then from the point up. So that's what I'm doing here to get my little whale tail. All right, I'm going to put this piece off to the side because we're going to use it afterwards. We can do a little bit of, I'm going to color after too, I think. We'll do all that after. Let's get some stuff cut. Let's play with cutting this stuff. I'm going to cut this piece here. Let's bring my machine over. It's from last time here. Okay, so here is my cut and emboss machine. And I'm using 2 dies. So I'm using the one with the little dots right here. And there we go. I'm kind of putting this right here on the edge. And then I'm also going to use this one with the leaves. So it'll cut out the little leaves. So let's get the curve. There we go. I want the leaves on first. And then I will make my other little cut kind of follow. Just like that. I'll move this over just a hair. I don't want the dies to touch, but I want them to follow in the same kind of lines here. Okay, here we go. We're gonna put our next sheet in, my acrylic plate. Okay, make sure they're going the same way. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm going to keep this whole section. Excuse me. Oh. All right, here we go. Let's take this out of here. The girls are cutting for class for tomorrow here. There we go. Okay. So here's my little dots. Here are my leaves. Now, what I want to do, there's a couple that stayed in there. So I'm going to just move this over here. I'm going to take my paper, my little pickup tool here, and I'm just going to push those leaves down. So they're sort of in the same plate. Pick this up because all those leaves are going to stay on my plate. There we go. In order. Ta-da. That's how we're going to know how to put them back on. We're going to glue them back into place. And your pickup tool is very handy for that. Now, if you have some of the little dots like that in, you can use your pickup tool, the point, or I'm just kind of running my nail along there, and all those little dots just kind of fall out. And then you brush them off to the side for the sweeper. There we go. Okay. This piece is going to go on your cardstock, just like this. So I'm going to go ahead. I love my green glue. There. And I'm just going on the edges. You don't have to go, everywhere. I don't have to go in between. I don't have to do all that extra. I'm putting it just like that so that I have the biggest part of the curve down towards the bottom. And lining up my cardstock along the edge of my first layer. Okay, here are my leaves. I'm going to start at the top with the biggest leaf. So what I do is I take my green glue, I'm just wiping off the top, oopsie, a little dot inside of each of these leaves, right in the center, just a little tiny dot of glue. And there we go, just like that. Because then that part is all done. I don't have to worry about going back and getting it. So I'm going to take the pickup side of it, my pickup tool, starting with this leaf at the top, and I'm just going to go all the way down and pop them into place. Look at how easy that is. So you could do this with if I want, with a different color. I did tone on tone. You can still see that they're cut out. You can still see that they're pieced. I think it looks kind of neat. It's a subtle thing. You could have a different piece of designer paper like down this center where the leaves are. So when you look, you would have a whole different pattern to it. But for right now, this was the design I wanted. Oh, I'm looking for that little leaf. I'm just going to keep going, and in the end I'll find that wherever I knock that little leaf to, right here, I guess. There. Just push that in a little. Get in there, buddy. And you just keep going down the line. Getting all your leaves glued in here. This one turned over on me. So I'm just going to do that. There we go. I think that this one goes here. All right, this one goes here. I must have knocked a leaf somewhere. I'm missing one. Here we go. There. This one's a tiny little leaf. There we go. Okay. All right, I'm missing a leaf. Where did it go? You know what happens when you do that? You run through that leaf again. So I'm just going to run through and get another leaf because I must have knocked it off. So I'm missing this bottom leaf. It's not in here. This went here. I'm following the curve so I know where to go. So I just need this bottom half. I'm going to run through again. Not a problem. I have a little piece left here. Okay. Here we go. We have to come up with the missing leaf. The missing leaf. It's like the missing link right here. Okay. This is how that went. It's the very end one, of course. I'm just going to put that down. And here we go. Hello, Barb. Okay, here we go. I was missing a leaf. I had to make a new one. Not a problem. I'm sure the sweeper will find it. That's what happens. Okay. There's my little leaf. Pull this up. There we go. Okay. And bring it down. Here we go. I believe it's this guy. Ta-da. There we go. Okay. I like piecing like that. I just think it's fun. It looks different. It kind of gives it a different look. So it's sort of fun. All right. Now our words are here. They're going to go on this layer, just like our little birds. So we have to color those with some blends. So I'm going to pull those out. Here we go. And light just jade. There we ivory. And my ivory. Okay. So my birds, I'm going to take the smaller end, the pencil end, and I just color with the lighter color here. So the top of the bird I'm coloring in. There we go. Just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to go with my darker color, and I'm just going to kind of outline a little bit. Just a little bit here and a little bit there. Just like that. Okay. There. Ta-da. Okay. And then, I don't think I used that color on here. And then I did my ivory here, and I'm just going to color this in. Ta-da. Ta-da. There we go. Just like that. Okay. Our little birds head in and cut those out. Let me move this over. Put this over here. And here we go. My clear, there's my cutting pad on the bottom. So 1, 2, 3. Here's my little birds. We have 3 different dies for the birds. Here we go. Line them up. There we go. 1, 2. I gotta stand up to make sure I get these guys lined up right. There we go. 1, 2, 3. My little stationary bird. And they're just so cute. And you can color them whatever. I actually, a lot of times I will look up, you know, like just on Pinterest, look up birds just to give me some ideas on how to shade some of them or color some of them. Although you can just do it yourself and have any color bird you want. That's the beauty of making your own, right? Is that they can be any color. There we go. Take this piece out. Let's get this out of here. And bring our birds back. There we go. This guy moved over too much. Ugh. Crazy. So when that happens, you stamp another bird. Oh, I'm so frustrated with myself here. Which guy? It's this first, the first guy, of course, the first little monkey. Here we go. Let's do it again. We'll just put them on a scrap piece. Color them up, cut them out. Sometimes the dies move. This is real life. It's not always perfect, but it's unique, right? It's your own. Let's color this guy again. Here we go. There we go. Here we go. Okay, and one more. There we go. Move those over. Bring this back. Sorry, guys. Well, maybe this is better. Then it gives you some time to catch up if I've gone too fast. I just am doing it again. Cutting my little bird again. Okay. You have plenty of paper if you need to do that. Okay. There we go. All right. Please be right this time, Mr. Bird. Help me out here. Okay. Yay! He's good. Didn't fly away. Okay. Put my dies over there. Make sure you don't throw the dies out. Some of they're so tiny, they kind of get stuck on the paper, and then it's easy to do that. Like my tree die, I don't know what I did with it. There we go. Okay. We're going to glue these. Nope. Let's see here. This is going to go up on dimensionals too. So, I popped it up. Most of this card is pretty flat. So just to give it a little interest, again, I'm going to put this top one up here. There. Do you need me? Do you need me? Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to shoot like that.
No, no. All right, here we go. Now this one is a little bit longer when I turn this over, so I'm just going to trim that off. There we go. Pull this. There's a lot of other things going on here. So I can hear that in the back, and you know, it's that mother thing. Like you always hear, you have eyes behind your head. What's going on? What's going on? All right, let's layer this up. And then I'm going to glue this one on. My birds, my butts. Here. And then my little birds are bumped up on dimensionals. So I have them. This guy is up here. This guy's looking at this guy. This guy's stuck at the bottom. There we go. So I think on the original I have it further down. Doesn't matter. You can put it wherever you want. And I should have mini dimensionals here, but I don't. So I'm just there we go. Cut one off for each of them. Use the, I know most people do, but I've had some newer stampers come and not use all the edges of your dimensionals. I love using the corners when I'm doing a bigger piece. So remember to use it all. All of it is, as long as it's sticky, all of it is useful. All of it you can use. So here we go. This guy is going to go here. This guy is going to go over here. as he's looking at this guy. And one at the bottom here. We're gonna say, what's going on? There we go. Glue it onto my base. Top layer is done for card number 4. All right. Trying to get that on there. Okay. Just like that. Now, for the words inside this one. The words are all in one long curve, right? This is a birthday card. So it's wishing you the happiness of birthdays in this nice long curve. But that's not how I want it to go on here. So I'm wiping off, because I had it with cherry cobbler, we don't want that on here. Making sure it's good and dry. I'm going to figure out, I want wishing you the happiness. So I want this first part of the verse here. And I'm going to put a post-it note right over the top of the words that I don't want to show. Okay? I'm going to ink this up kind of gingerly this way. There we go. A blob of color there. And I'm just going to hold this over the top like this. Wishing you happiness, and I'm just kind of tilting it a little bit. Ta-da! And for the second half of birthdays, I'm going to make sure this is dry again. And I'm going to take my post-it note, I'm going to do of birthdays here, and then I'm going to cover it up. Because even if I, there we go, like that. All right, and this time I'm going to take my post-it note and cover up all of this and leave this on like that. Because just in case it's a little bit wet, I don't want that to show. And so I'm just sort of getting it in a little curve up. There you go. Woo, it's sort of flowing. And then I did take my little birds again. Where are you, babies? My baby birds. Here they are. And I put them at the bottom. So I'm going to move them just a little bit closer to get on here completely. I left them further apart a little bit so that they would, this guy's gonna, I'm gonna switch them around. I left them further apart so that they would, when I use the dies on them, that I can get that in. Here we go. And that's gonna go right at the bottom of here. Okay, like that. Ta-da! My little birds, and we'll quick color them in. I'm going to close up my ink here. So just because the curve is all in one set of words, play with that. It kind of, you can move it around. You can see how you can manipulate the stamp itself by moving it around and getting it stuck onto your block. Gives you more options for what you want to bring up something different. All right, here's a little bit of blue, the darker. There we go. Just there. All right, and color this guy in. The rest of them. The bluebird of happiness. That's what I was actually thinking when I decided these guys should be blue. The bluebird of happiness. All right. Let's stamp this. We got it stamped. We're going to glue it in. And card number 4 is done. There we go. Okay. There. Play with this one. Play with that leaf die. I just think it's so much fun. I've had some where I did the darker leaves, or like I said, you could put designer paper underneath there and have that show. So some of the, remember to use a smaller print, they're very little. So if you're gonna do that, do it with a really super small print. So there's our card number 4. Ta-da! All right. Last but not least, this one has a little bit of coloring. Here's our card number 5. Ta-da! So take out your card number 5. How are we doing time-wise? Are you guys doing okay? Watching here? Okay, taking out card number 5. Here's all our pieces. And again, I used that dotted one. This piece here is going to be for all your flowers. Inside, oops, here's going to be for your leaves that we have on the outside here. And this is also going to be for your bow. So I have 2 pieces on the front that I want to follow exactly the same pattern. So what I did is I lined them up like this, and then we're going to take our die with the little, I'm going to kind of brush this out because I have some of the pieces. Well, I guess I'm going to push out all the little pieces that are in here with my pickup tool. There is a brush that goes on the end of this in place, but I, of course, don't have it right at my fingertips right here today. Okay, let's see here. Just a couple of little holdovers here from cutting multiple layers. Okay. So let's bring over my machine. I put these 2 together, the same curve. And it depends on where you put this in. So if you put it on, let's see here, and I want the cutting edge on the outside here towards the edge of this paper. So if you put it on, you know, here or here, depending on where you put your curve, makes a big difference, okay? I wanted this to curve out, kind of going in this pattern, and I wanted it to match. So let's see here. I think I did sort of like this. I mean, it's okay. It's just that you want those 2 to cut together. Okay. So here we go. I want those 2 to cut together, and I want the biggest kind of bump up here. Let's see here. There's my cut edge. My cutting edge is right there. So I'm putting that like, all right. Just like that. So remember, these other pieces you can use on another card, something else, a different project. And I'm just going to run this through just like that. Okay. We're going to be bringing this back later because we'll have to cut out our flowers. But for right now, I have these pieces here. Okay. There. Okay. When I do that, I can move that over. Here's my little dies. They have my the little holes. There we go. They're going to fall all over. So the reason I put it together is because I can put these 2 pieces together and I have this nice edge. So the red piece was cut just slightly larger so that when I match up one end, I still have even on the back side, and you get this nice layer here. So I'm going to put these 2 together, my top layers with my little cutout curvy bundle dies, and I'm going to match it up with the end of the cardstock here. There we go. Okay. Just like that. There we go. Now it's going to go right onto my Whisper White cardstock. So I'm just building the layers. as I go. And I wanted it curvy down here because that's where I want my flowers to go. So I'm just going to line that up there. And I'm going to turn this over quick to make sure I have it, lined up okay on the edges. There. And then that's going to go on my favorite shaded spruce layer. There we go. Okay. There. Ta-da. Okay. On this piece here, I'm going to stamp my flowers. So this is one long piece that has the different flowers, but you can cut it if you want to. On some of the cards I've shown, I kind of cut the end off and then it just looks like a flower stalk, right? So here are my flowers. I need 2 of these. So I'm going to be coloring them with my blends. I'm inking them up with my Memento. I'm going to turn it over the other way. And then there is a nice die to cut these out. So yay for the dies. And then I'm going to do my little bow on the end here. So you have enough room for your bow. So I'm going to ink this up with the Memento also. And I'm just putting my bow on the white paper because I'm going to color it in. So I have a custom bow. There we go. Okay. So let's get the dies out for that. I'm going to color it first, I guess, before I put the dies on. Lens. And this one here. Oh, that's not right. That's not right. This two. These are the 2 I used. Okay. There we go. Let me double check here. Double check, double check. Never it pays to look. Shaded spruce. This is just jade here. We're going to go with these right here. Ta-da. There we go. Okay. So I start usually with the lighter color. So here we go. And I did all the flowers the same color on this card just because I think it's easier when you're doing a bunch of them. So if you were doing 1 or 2, I know I've done some where I did the flowers in different colors, but in this case, I go over with the light, and then I'm going to outline with the darker shade. The blends are sold in groups. They used to sell them separately, but to tell you the truth, I almost always use both shades. So that's how they're sold. They're sold in pairs now, which you're going to use them both because that's the whole purpose of blends, is to do the shade things with it, extra things. You can shade with different colors. There's so much that you can do with the blends that are so much different than, say, a marker. And I have used our markers quite a bit, and the markers are great for their purpose, but if you're doing some shading, and the blends are just make it super easy to get some different colors in there and give it a whole different look. The markers are just kind of a solid color, but because these are alcohol based, you can do a little more shading with them. So, and then I just kind of outlined my flowers, my petals, a different look when you stand back and look at the whole picture here. So I just kind of quickly went over my little petals here. There we go. There we go. Okay. Ta-da. And same thing with my leaves. So I did the smaller little leaves I did in the darker shade. There. And just kind of quickly go over them. And then the other leaves, one color, but using them in a little bit different ways. So here we go. I knew there was 2 on here. Come on. There we go. Ta-da. All right, and then this one. And I'm just coloring in the stems of the flowers with the lighter color. And this leaf is a little bit different, right? The leaf with the flowers. The other leaf I colored with, kind of mimics the leaf on the die cut that they have with this. So not all your die cuts will match the stamps. There's at times where you'll have die cuts that are different. So in this case, that's what we have. We have a nice leaf die cut that does not match a stamp. It's just in addition to the stamps. And it works well as a background filler piece. So that's what I'm using it for in this case too. There we go, really fast. Now, my bow, I'm gonna color with the lighter color. And then Stampin' Up! Already has this. You can see where the dark lines are. So I'm kind of going over it with the lighter color. And then I'm going to go back and do some shading with the darker one where Stampin' Up! Already told me to, where it's, you know, you would have a shadow. So here we go. Do that. Ta-da. And then I did kind of go along the edge a little bit just to give it more definition. So all I'm doing is following the outline of the stamp, just to give it a little bit more definition. There. All right, my little leaf die, and then I have my flower dies here, and the bow, of course, is fussy cut. You have to fussy cut something, right? So here we go, back with my die cutting machine. All right, I'm going to put this down. Here's my flower. Here's my green cardstock. That's going to get me about 3 of these little leaves here. So I'm just going to put it on the edge. There we go. Just like that. And we're going to go a couple of times here to get everything cut out. So 1 leaf, 1 flowers, 1 set of flowers. It just pops right out. And here's my little leaf. See how nice that leaf is? It's a great filler. So I need 3 of those guys. So there we go. And this one here. So 1 more flower and then 1 more leaf. There. All right, cover it up and wind it through. Clunk. We got a little clunk, not much. There. So there's my flowers. And I need 1 more leaf. So I'm going to put this through 1 more time. There we go. Fits on there perfectly. There we go. And there's my leaf. Okay. Let's move our machine out of the way for the last time, I believe. Okay. And now we have my little bow. I'm going to, again, fussy cut my bow out. If you don't like the look of having your bow, like this one is white, right? So having the white edge, you can take the edge of your blend and just color the edge of the cardstock. And it kind of looks neat if that bothers you to have the white. Now if you were die cutting edge on your die cuts anyhow. So it depends on how you want your look. If you want to leave that where you're leaving a little bit more white showing to match your other die cuts, you can go ahead and do that. or you can just, I'm just cutting it along the black line here. But I'll show you here what you can, so you can see, let me find something dark. You can see the white along there, along the edge. But if you don't like that, you can take, I took the paintbrush end of it, of my blend, and you just run it along that edge. And it just kind of covers, and it goes pretty fast. I did it on some of the, when you're using a lot of darker colors, I like that look. So now, when you have it, oh, I can see where where I missed a spot here. You can see that your white edges are gone. And you just have a little bit, there we go, ta-da. So that's just an option if that is an issue for you, okay. All right, here's our card front, and I'm going to take these flowers, and all I did was kind of lay them down, decide low up here. So I'm just kind of layering these however looks nice. So I'm starting the background. I put one of the green leaves out there, and then I put one kind of across. So what I'm doing is I'll kind of lay it out, and then I'll pull it apart and glue it down. But I just want to kind of get an idea of where I'm going to go with all my flowers before I make any major moves as far as gluing it. And then this guy I kind of put off to the side. So I was trying to bring them together a little bit here where my bow is going to go, like it's tying my flowers together there. So I'm going to move it down just okay, and I'm going to pull these up and just start with my background leaves. You don't need to put glue on everything. I'm just putting a little bit of glue on the leaves here, on the leaves that are going to be inside, like that. So this one's going to go there. I'm going to glue this one a little bit straighter, and again, just a tad of glue. I want it to sort of be loose in there, so it looks kind of neat. Okay, this guy will go down, and again, just a little bit of glue, just whatever you think looks nice. It's covering up some of that there. And then this one, I'm going to go in between my leaves, so a little bit of green glue. Okay, like that. There we go. Green glue gives me the ability to kind of wiggle it around and move it a bit. And then this leaf is going to go right over the top. And again, just a couple of little, I'm going to put this one here to fill in that spot. And then I'm going to glue my bow down. This is already kind of thick, so I did not use a dimensional on here. You could if you would like to. There. Ta-da. My bow is holding my bouquet of flowers. I want to use, so much of the time I don't stamp once I have everything all together, but because these are photopolymer and you can see where you're going, don't be afraid to do that. If I would mess up, knock on wood I won't, but if I would, you can always cut this out and have it popped up and cover it up. So don't be afraid to stamp right on your project. So here we go. I'll do my little hello. It's so delicate. I think that's such a pretty little hello. Okay. And we're going to put this right on our card front, our card base. Okay. There we go. Oh, look at that. I got ink on my fingers. Oh my goodness. I'll take care of that later. There we go. Now we're going to do the inside of the card. And again, I wanted to put a pretty little border on. So what I did was I used Memento and my flowers. And I just kind of went down this front layer. And you can move this back and forth. So like this time, I'm gonna switch it around and go like that. So that gives me sort of a nice border in my, and then we use the Just For You again. So remember, this one says right here, it says made with love, just for you. Well, so I'm gonna wipe that off and make sure it's dry. There we go. And I'm gonna take my marker. Here's where the markers come in, handy dandy. I'm gonna take my marker and I'm just gonna color with the paintbrush end the side of my marker, and I'm just gonna paint that just for you. So you can pick and choose what you want your words to say. It doesn't have to be exactly as the stamp initially. There we go, just for you. I'm gonna line that up, try to get this straight, and ta-da, just for you. I love doing that with the markers. We just did that with some Christmas cards, and it worked out so nice. Okay, so again, we're gonna color in our flowers quickly. The light first, then with the dark. There we go. I'm going kind of fast on these. There. Following the outline. I can go fast in the center, and then I'm just kind of quickly going through the outline here. There we go. And it's okay if you're stamped off the edge. I like that look. Out of the picture. It's nice. There we go. Okay, there we go. Ta-da, ta-da. Got the dog barking up there, driving me crazy. Somebody must be walking on the street. Come in the house and they're just more than happy. But if you walk on the street, they're like yelling at you, I guess, to come in. Oh, I have one. We just have the one now, but she's very friendly. She loves company. So she loves when my stampers come. She gets a little extra attention. There. So I'm just going along the outside, along the edges of my flowers. The petals, giving it a little bit of extra color. It gives it some dimension. Okay, so the little curly leaves, the smaller leaf, goes with the darker color so it matches my die cut. And again, just quickly getting those little edges, even the pieces there that go off. There we go. All right. And the lighter one. Ta-da, and we're almost done here. Yay! You'll have to let me know what you think, what I need to improve on. There's always things that need to be improved on. I don't know why it's kind of going in and out. I had my phone completely charged up, so I know it's not that. But I think maybe it's just a high volume day with people on, you know, Black Friday, everybody's out shopping or shopping online. Perhaps that's part of the problem. Not sure. I'm not big on all the technical things. There we go. Quickly, quickly. All right, let's glue in the last layer. Here we go. Ta-da. Okay. Just for you. And let's glue this in. All righty. Excuse me. A little tickle in my throat. Okay. That is card number 5. So here's card 5. let's go in here. Here. Card 4. Card 3. Ta-da, ta-da. Card 2. And card number 1. Right here. Ta-da! There we go. Curvy bundle. I love the Curvy bundle. So much fun. So there we go. I'm going to turn the camera around. There we go. So this was long stamping, long time to watch. Hopefully you got some tips, had some fun. Thank you to those who bought the Curvy bundle. You can go back and watch this at any time if you're here. It's trying to reconnect. If you are interested in the information sheet on it, it will be on my website later this afternoon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all have a great day. Have a good weekend. We will see you for talking on Tuesday at 2. Take care. Bye-bye.